skies that I tried to leave, like a mirage, like a mirage. The skies that you don't let keep, on my arms I appear empty, like a mirage, like a mirage.
What's good, folks? It's KnightmareFrame here with a new and exciting Warframe video, coming at you with the Mirage video. She's powerful and quite devastating, one of the best weapon specialists in the game. The Warframe revolved around light manipulation. I will showcase two powerhouse builds, along with some pretty cool Warframe and weapon synergies. I'll be focusing on two of her abilities because the other two just don't cut it. Her passive gives her 25% extra bullet jump speed and 50% maneuver speed. This means dodge rolls, backflips, aim gliding, wall runs, sliding, and pretty much any acrobatic action. This is a key feature to her survivability, as she always needs to be on the move, and it will make sense when we get into the abilities. So we start off with her first ability, Hall of Mirrors. Mirage projects holograms of herself. Each hologram deals a percentage of damage. This ability scales off of power and duration. When the holograms are up, they confuse enemies and are not sure which is the real Mirage. So if you keep on the move, then it'll be harder for the enemies to hit you. If you stand still, they will have a clear shot. So it's a defensive and offensive ability. The downside to this ability is that it cannot be recasted. The other ability that we'll be focusing on is her third ability, Eclipse. When active, Mirage will gain a buff that has different attributes depending on the light conditions of her surroundings. When bathed in light, she gains a weapon damage buff, and when concealed in the shadows, it provides her with damage reduction, reaching a maximum of 95%. Your Hall of Mirrors do not gain the benefits of the Eclipse, so only Mirage herself. The damage buff is multiplicative, so it works even better with base damage mods, like Serration. Unlike Chroma's Vex armor, this ability scales from power and duration, and it is also recastable, allowing her to have a consistent buff. Now, there are times where you'll be in constant darkness and cannot gain any benefits from any light sources. Well, you can create your own light source by setting yourself on fire. Yeah, sounds kinda... sounds hectic, but it is a strategy. My favorite primary with Mirage is the Sakura Penta with the napalm grenades augment. It's a powerful weapon that can kill you if you're not careful. Napalm grenades turns the weapon's damage type to heat and increases the status chance, and when the projectiles make contact with a target or any surface, they leave behind a fiery patch, and walking over the patch will give you a heat proc, setting yourself on fire, thus having Mirage in a light source. And since this is a syndicate weapon, it also has a syndicate proc. When you gain a decent amount of affinity with the weapon, it will release a sequence effect, dealing 1000 radiation damage within 20 meters of your current position. Along with the proc, you also recover 25% of your shields, and your base shields are increased by 50%. But the only benefit from the syndicate proc is the radiation, because this will cause enemies to be confused and start attacking each other, which is beneficial for you as a Mirage, as they won't be attacking you as much. Alright, let's start off with the first build. If you want to place an Umbral Forma on her, she is a damn good candidate as well. The aura is steel charge for the increased mod capacity, and if you want, the increased melee weapon damage. This build is focused heavy, so heavy on power strength and duration. My duration is at 226% with narrow-minded and primed continuity. This gives me 56.63 seconds on both my Hall of Mirrors and Eclipse, since they both share the same duration and energy cost. Of course, there will be a 1 second delay between the two abilities, since you can't cast them simultaneously. Power strength is at 348% with Power Drift, Transient Fortitude, Blind Rage, Augur Secrets, and the two Umbral mods. This gives me 696 damage increase with Eclipse. You don't have to worry about the range or efficiency with Mirage, since both of the abilities you use with her don't scale off of range. And the last mod is a defensive mod, Adaptation, giving you that 90% damage resistance towards status effects. But the damage increase can be scaled beyond that, with the help of Pax Bolt, a kit gun arcane, reaching up to 756 damage increase with your Eclipse, which is super powerful. But you do need to land those headshots. And when you get the Pax Bolt proc, you can recast your Eclipse and it will apply the new attributes. But of course, knowing me, I want to go beyond that. A complete overkill build. You can replace primed continuity with energy conversion and have power drift at rank 4. You will gain 851% damage increase. If power drift was max, it will be at 856. But you don't need to run with this build because it's absurd. Completely absurd. It does decrease the duration down to 40 seconds, which is not that bad, but I prefer a higher duration. So if you're crazy and you want to run this build, go right ahead. Alright, moving on to a Mirage that can take a hit and still remain standing. This has the Eclipse at 626%, which is still insanely powerful. Similar to the first build, but this has some extra steps to guarantee her survival. That's with the help of quick thinking. When you take a lethal hit, this mod will drain energy with high efficiency instead of letting you die. So hence why I run with Primed Flow to increase the energy pool, and Hunter Adrenaline to replenish energy when we take health damage. This build is pretty fun if you love endurance runs. I also use the help of my Operator Arcanes to crowd control and heal myself when I take damage. Magus Repair heals my Warframe while I'm in Void mode, and Magus Lockdown tethers enemies and binds them. It stops them from moving or attacking. Anyway, moving on to my Sakura Penta build. It is using the Augment, which was a reward from Nightwave Season 1, so if you missed out, well, tough luck. You can buy it from other players who will sell their only copy, but it will cost a pretty penny. I do have a Riven, but you can replace this slot for Vital Sense for crit damage. Built for a lot of crit and corrosive, along with Hunter munitions. But of course, the elements are up to you. It's total carnage when she uses this weapon, but don't be locked down to only this. Since she is a great weapon specialist, anything works great on her. So for those people looking for some out-of-this-world Mirage builds, then here they are. Only downside is that she is squishy, so you have to play smart and always be on the move. And this concludes this video. Alright, that has been it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.